What's going on, Dan? What's going on, Farm Tech? Come on in, guys. Everybody get comfortable. I hope everybody's having a fantastic fucking day, because I know I sure am. Welcome in. Happy Saturday, everybody. It's good to see your beautiful faces, even though I can't see your beautiful goddamn faces. Grass puddle, you son of a... Sean, you son of a bitch. You might get what you want tonight. I may not have a choice in the matter. What's going on, Grass Puddle? Welcome, everybody. Come on in. Everybody get comfy. We got a fuck ton of work to do tonight. So everybody take a seat and get fucking comfortable. We got a lot of work to do this evening. Oh, those are dialogue chips. What's going on, ET? Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in, everybody. Come get comfortable. I'm probably not going to wait my usual 10 minutes here in Dead Market Sunday. Oh, shit. Well, happy morning then. Happy Sunday to all of the people who have crossed the date line and it's already the next day. I hope you guys are having a fantastic time over there, wherever it is you guys are at, and doing whatever it is you guys are doing. Oh, I have chips in here? Why do I have chips in here? What's it? Aw, oh, damn. I thought I got lucky for a second there. I was like, oh shit, do I actually have the chip that I need? Are these all 61s? Yeah, they are. Damn. Damn, damn, damn. I only got 2 left. Well, Sean might get his fucking wish tonight, because I think I am bone dry on 69 GG South Bridges that are pre-balled. And I think I'm going to need one tonight. Oh no! What's going on, Russ? What's going on, TK? Everybody, it's so lovely to see your faces. How long are we in? I'm not waiting my usual 10 minutes. I got a lot of work to do tonight, so I'm going to give it like another minute and some change. Oh, shit. Everybody's coming to hang out. Look at all of these lovely people coming to see my beautiful face on a Saturday evening. It makes my heart so happy. I appreciate you. You guys are wonderful. All right. I am getting myself situated here because I am going to be here for a minute. Not yet. I'm working on it. How much more do I have? We already hit the YouTube once. We just need to hit Twitch. Where am I at? How many do I have? I'm at 87 followers out of 100. We need 13 more Twitch followers before the ROG ally can be done. 13. Lucky number. Once we hit those last 13 and we hit that 100 followers over on Twitch, that baby is going home. Well, somebody else's home, not my home. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, this seems like a good one. All right. Drink du jour is a root beer sparkling ice, 0 sugar, with just a little bit of caffeine in it. Salud to you. Oh, that is not as good as I would hope it would be. Oh, I mean, it's fine, but I had higher hopes. It defied my hopes. All right, let's get to work. We got shit to do. Oh, my pants are all loose and shit. Excuse me just a moment. Come here. Hang on. Before you leave, you must say hello. Come. Oh, look at this baby. Look at this unit. Look at this unit of a kitty. Love you so much. You're such a boy. Yeah. All right. Oh. All right. You're free. Okay. It's not quite water, but it might as well be. All right. So first up on the docket, I've been saying this for probably a couple weeks now that as long as I've been doing this and as long as they've been out, what's going on, Ace? As long as they've been out, I have not had a PS5 Pro come to my desk. I finally have a PS5 Pro that's come to my desk. So, why is this PS5 Pro on my desk? Let's find out, shall we? All right, so PS5 Pro is on my desk because come down a little bit. That's why it's at my desk. But it's not the usual like 2-second from the original PS5s. I don't know if it's still related to the APU issue, something like that. But it's more using it for a gender reveal. Yeah, essentially. It's more like a 5-second one, and it doesn't require unplugging. HDMI, I wish. It's not HDMI this time. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so it's more along the lines of like a 3 to 4 second blue light. Do it one more time, try and get a better count on it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's about 4 seconds. What's going on, TFN? Good to see you guys. Thank you all for coming out. Yeah, no HDMI on this one. I do have 3 HDMI port back here, but that's not what we're here for this time. What's going on, hot cows? The most tepid of beef. All right. So we need to figure out why it's doing this. So I am immediately going to throw this thing on UART because like I said, I haven't worked on a PS5 Pro outside of the one that I did for the teardown video, which was my own personal one. So I have no experience with this particular model of PS5. All right, so let's do some creative maneuvering here. All right. Now, I do know this has been... I hope it's not the South Bridge, because that means I have to reball 2 69 GGs tonight, and I'm not looking forward to that. So the first thing is, I do know this has been to another shop already. The other shop just told him it's a motherboard. The motherboard is the problem, which does me no fucking good. I did let the customer know that there is a possibility that this will not be fixable. And he is aware of that. And again, as always with my case, if it's not fixable, I won't be charging for the repair, or the repair attempt anyway. I just don't like to do business that way. Where the hell is my goddamn larger screwdriver bit? Should be like right around here. Where is all of my bits? I just cleaned this whole area up and now I can't find shit. I hate it. This is what happens when I clean things. Check for 3.3 on UART first. Yeah, that's a good. That's good advice. Honestly, I should do that. Okay. This one will do. Okay. Keep that over there. Lord knows where the hell my other one went off to. God, that's frustrating. Hang on. Oh, there it is. I found it. Yay. Still streets ahead of you. Look, mine wasn't far off from Yeti's bench for a good little while there. So, all right. First things first, let's take our fan out. Well, all right. I'll get that through in a minute. I would assume that if we have what he's saying is to check the 3.3 on the UART to make sure that we have the UART capabilities. If you don't have 3.3 on the UART's not going to work, and that probably tells you that there's some kind of issue with the 3.3 volt rail, maybe the south bridge, something along those lines. I'm assuming that's why he's saying to check that first. All right. Where'd that screw run up to? There it goes. There it is. Okay. Sorry, had to get that lost screw back. Yeah, and I'm thinking the 3.3 is there, so I don't think it's going to be a Southbridge issue in this particular one. My thought right now, just from hunch and experience, is that this is probably going to be SSD related. If I had to guess, I would probably put my money there, either that or possibly RAM related. Okay, got to remember that goes there. Oh, it's in the same. Okay, never mind. But SSD, something in the SSD area is kind of pulling me in that direction. Man, I haven't opened up a Pro in so long. Like, I literally haven't opened one since I did the teardown video back when they first came out. All right, are we clear? Oh, nope. Got this thing comes out. And there's another screw goes under there. That's right. That's right. Where are you at? Don't run away from me. What the fuck is happening? Excuse me? Did this place strip this screw out? Sorry, this one screw is being a pain in the ass. I can't tell. It might be stripped. Let me go up a size real quick. What is this, an 8? Oh no, this is a 9. Let me drop down to an 8. It's an 8. That's an 8. All right. Let me bust out the 8 real quick. This thing is not wanting to come out. Okay, there we go. I just did not want to do the thing. And it's not that I don't want to get paid for my time. Trust me, I do want to get paid for my time. But at the same time, if it's something that's not repairable, basically if it's an APU fault, I'm not going to charge the customer for that to, take a few minutes and determine, hey, yeah, you're just shit out of luck. You know what I mean? I would much rather it be something I can fix. But at the same time, especially with a pro like this, and people just spend a crap ton of money on, well, not just, but they spend a crap ton of money on this, and then all of a sudden it's kaput. You know what I mean? Why am I going to add a $35 diagnostic fee on top of that? You know what I mean? It doesn't sit right with me as the repair guy, and it has someone who has been on that side of things before, so I just tend not to do it. The only time I'll charge a diagnostic fee is if it's something I can repair and the customer declines the repair after I've quoted them. Then I'll charge the fee. Okay. Oh, where'd my shit go? No, somebody. So like I said, this has been to another shop before, so I am getting the proverbial sloppy seconds on this one. No, I know, and like I said, it's already been to another shop. It's just a personal thing with me, you know what I mean? And trust me, I understand that my time is valuable, and that if it's something, like I said, and that's why I say if it's something I can fix and the customer declines the repair, then I'll charge a diagnostic fee, because at that point, I've told you what the problem is. It's something that can be done to fix it, and you're declining the repair for whatever reason. That's a waste of my time. Getting to the bottom of a diagnosis and finding out there's nothing I can do about it is not a waste of my time. In my opinion. That's just my opinion. Now, the good thing is I don't see any marks on the board from UART being done previously, which means the shop that they took it to either A, didn't want to go through the process of fault finding, or B, doesn't have the UART capability. No, I get it. Trust me. And everybody has their own opinion. Yeah, see, Yaki understands. But and everybody does business their own way. You know what I mean? There was a point in time where I thought I probably should charge a diagnostic fee, even if it's not fixable. And there may come a time again in the future where if I start getting super busy and I'm taking my time to work on things and it's not fixable, I may end up charging a fee. But as it stands right now, I do this 3 days a week from my home. It's a passion project, a labor of love, if you will. I really enjoy the puzzle aspect of it, and I get to help out my community. You know what I mean? Both the local community here in my city and the community on YouTube by sharing all this beautiful content. So I'm not terribly worried. A $35 diagnostic fee isn't going to make or break. A night for me. So, Hell yeah, Yeti. You know it. You fucking know it. Yeah, Trick, I respect that. And honestly, it is a good deterrent for people who have already messed up or other shops who have sent you shit, essentially. So that part of it I understand. That it is a great deterrent for sure. Gotta remember, black screw goes there. Everything else is pretty much similar, but black screw goes there. Okay. All right. So quick visual inspection. Yeah, see, it's the Pro, and it doesn't even have the fucking the Realtek chip. It's still got the Nubaton bullshit. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, hey, whoa. What happened here? Okay. Well, I've got something. I don't know how much of something it is, but it is something. So we'll get to that in just a minute. Let me finish getting this board out. Actually, while I'm here, let's check for a few voltage rails. Well, we know we have 12 volt for sure. Yeah, fair enough. Like I said, I didn't realize that this was going to spark such a heated conversation, but ultimately it comes down to each their own. You know what I mean? That's the be all and end all of it. So let's take a quick look here. So we know we have our 12 volts. 12 volts is there. I'm going to have to relearn. I'm going to have to learn, I should say, where all the voltage rails are here. So this should still be 5 volts right here. Yep, we got 5. 3.3 should likely come from this inductor over here, or yep. So we got 3.3 there. Let's see. I'm gonna need my my microscope to find some 1.8 volts because those are always on small caps. 12 is a guarantee. You're damn right there. So we've got 12. We've got 5. We've got at least part of 3.3. So let's go behind the south bridge here. Let's see if we can find a 1.8. Let's see, 1.8 right here. No, about right here. No. Maybe on some of these Zeners. Ooh. The voltage draining is probably unusual, but we'll just notate that for now. All right, so that's a 3.1 going into the Zener. And just like a 1 volt and draining coming out the other side. All right, and then this one here. So again, 3.1 coming out the other side, 3.3. So this is a basically a 3. It should be probably a 3.3 to a 3.3 volt connection right here. Still not finding a 1.8, but that probably just means I'm dumb. I think that's weird. I feel like the drain off from here is weird, but I don't know enough to know that for sure, but it's something to keep in mind. Yeah, it's still draining off really weird right there. Where the hell is this 1.8 volt rail? It's got to be around here somewhere. That's 5. That's 3.3. All right, so there's 3.3 on that test point. Another 3.3. I don't have PS5 Pros. So I've got a lot of 3.3 coming out of the South Bridge. So I'm not 100% sure it's going to be a 3.3 volt issue, but all right. We have 3.3, we have 5, we have 12. Let's get the board out. Let's hook it up to, oh wait, no, I can't get the board out. I need it in to get UART. But I will show you this that I came across real quick. So this is what I was talking about earlier when I was like, I don't know what that is. So that exists. I don't know what happened. But that exists. That's definitely a thing. I don't even know what that is. I don't know if that's... Oh, shit. Okay, somebody was doing some work around here. Hello. Hey, guy. What are you doing? Okay, so this is the other shop that was doing this work. So now I have to go back through and check all of their work. Somebody has definitely been in here. Well, I knew someone was in here, but they've done work on this area specifically. Which makes me concernicus. Okay. First things first. Yeah, but so I'm not sure why they would have done that though. This I can understand. It looks like maybe there's a short on this line, and maybe they were trying to test it with a wire, something like that. That would be my guess. But first things first, let's get it in UART and go from there. Because UART will get us in the right direction. Okay, so red is TX, blue is RX. Okay. Oh, you know what? Let's not have power in there while I'm soldering. So red is TX, blue is RX. Which means here. There we are. Now that I'm looking at it, That cap right there looks a bit fucky, but neither here nor there. All right. So I said red is TX and blue is RX. So that means blue goes right now. And red goes right now. Ground goes right now. Okay. Calm your tits. Okay, there we go. No, the customer brought the HDMI is still the original. I can tell by the soldering. Oh shit, Isamu Sushi. Thank you so much, my friend. I'm just going to call you Sushi from now on. Thank you, Sushi. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Okay, so we got UART hooked up. And we are going to hook up power. And we're going to make sure that I connected them properly. Yep, they are connected properly. Excellent. Okay. So now we're going to pop over to UART. Okay, cool. All right. So let's give it a quick boot. Okay. And we're going to go to USB port COM5, run our error codes. Woo! Look at all those error codes. All right, and we've already got, well, okay, so we've got, I don't know how well you guys can see this. Let me check on my projector side of things. Okay, yeah, chat's kind of in the way. However, you can see in the midst of chat that we have a RAM error. So I was correct on either the SSD or the RAM. So we have a RAM error in bank 4. Now, if the other shop had done UART, probably could have avoided that. And it wouldn't be here on my desk. Let's see, Samsung. I think I might even have a Samsung RAM already balled. How great is that? But we are going to clear the codes real quick and rerun it just to be 100% sure. So we're going to clear codes. I'm going to run that. We're going to cycle power again. Okay, there we go. And then we'll rerun the error codes again. And now we've got no error codes. Interesting. So we no longer have a RAM error code. So did the shop replace one of the RAM chips? I don't think so. Then definitely not bank 4 for sure. Try that again. Okay, well now, so I don't have a RAM fault anymore, but now I've got this error code right here. So Not as happy as I once was. Okay, let's clear out of that. Most likely APU issue. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm concerned about at this point. But that error, the fact that that error code is not known, makes me a little bit more concerned. Because why would it have a RAM error code? There definitely has not been a RAM chip replaced. I can tell just by looking at it. There's been no work on any of the RAM chips. Let me check some research real quick. Hang on here. Yeah, so it's just this one error code right here, this 808.01.002. Let's see here. Doing yeah, Fortifix. Oh yeah, Fortifix. I forgot about him. I have not. I have not used his. I'm doing a little bit of online research right now, seeing what I can find on this error code. So bear with me. Okay, yeah. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Hang on. Okay. Let's let it run again. Oh, sorry, you guys can't see. My bad. Hang on. I did find it. No, that's not the one I'm looking for. All right, sorry. Hang on a second. Okay, here we go. All right, so let's again turn it on. Yeah, that's a long blue light, man. Yeah, so it doesn't look like, at least I don't see any information. Yeah, not found. Take a picture of this log real quick, though. Let's see. Also, yeah. Yeah, so still getting a little bit of information. Okay, let's keep digging a little bit. I'm gonna disconnect UART since this isn't helping at all. I was really hoping that RAM issue would be it, man. That would have been awesome to fix, but doesn't seem to be the case. I do want to take a look at the thermal camera and see what's booting up, because again, I'm still drawn to that SSD controller. That one is it's bothering me. Like, it's trying to load into the hardware, into the software, but it can't quite push it through. You know what I mean? So that's kind of where I'm at with this one. Fortunately, UART was no help here, which makes me sad. But we don't give up that easily. So let's grab our thermal camera and let's see what gets hot. I wonder if this could be a power supply failure. Like, if the power supply is failing under load. I don't know. Anyway, sorry. I'm getting distracted. Yeah, I'm wondering the same thing. I'm still going to look around. Oh shit, what's up, Ray? It's good to see you, buddy. I would definitely, for a 9070, don't take the risk unless you're comfortable with it. I would take it to a shop. That's a very expensive piece of machinery to risk losing. Okay, thermal camera. Thermal camera's just going to do it at once. Excellent. Love that. Love that for me. Here we go. Come on. You can do it. I believe in you. There we go. Okay. So let's see what's getting hot when we turn this thing on. So just for reference points, we have SSD controller is right here. Southbridge is slightly higher up here. All of our RAM chips are around this metal thing. You guys can see that, obviously. All right, so let's give it a go. Oh, I have to plug it in first. That makes sense. All right, just give it a second. Oh, that's okay. So that's weird. That SSD controller is immediately getting hot, and I did not touch the power button at all. I don't know if that's something the PS5 Pro does. I'm disconnecting the power again. All right. I'm going to plug power back in. So I'm going to count down to 3, 2, 1, and watch that area. Watch this area right here. So 3, 2, 1. So actually, yeah, both the Southbridge and the SSD controller immediately turn on as soon as you put power into it. And maybe that's something that the PS5 Pro just does. That is not typical for regular PS5s, from my understanding. All right, but anyway, let's try and turn it on and see what happens. So 3, 2, get a better angle, 1. Yeah, so RAM's initializing, SSD controller is initializing. Well, that's not fantastic. That's probably going to lead us to APU. Southbridge initializes, SSD controller initializes, all the RAM initializes. I suppose it could be a power supply, but I do want to look more on the other side of the board and see what the other shop did real quick. So I'm real confused as to why the SSD controller and the Southbridge immediately light up when you put power in. I suppose that could be just something that happens on the Pro, but that seems unusual to me. All right, so here we go. 3, 2. Actually, you know what? Let's check the APU. Let me take the clamp off real quick. It's not like it's going to boot, so get this clamp off real quick. Let's see if the APU is even getting warm. Oh, son of a bitch. Okay. So now, so it's not that anything's hanging. but it is behaving strangely, and that's why I'm confused. All right, so here we go. 3, 2. Try and get it. All right, there we go. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, APU's responding too. What in the fucking world? Okay, so this is again kind of leading me back to the SSD or possibly the NAND. It could be a fault in that hardware somewhere. I really just don't want to go through the whole process of replacing the SSD controller, and it's not the problem. You know what I mean? But even during the reset, so watch this area right here and this area right here, because even during the reset, when there's no actual power trying to boot it, it still tries to activate the SSD controller and the south bridge. Yeah, that's literally a full boot almost. It's just something on the end it does not like. All right, let's get the board out. Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing. Final. Let's see what the amp draw is. Amp draw going to be over 9,000. Yeah, no, it looks perfectly normal until it crashes. So that's why I'm worried. Like it's because the APU is getting power, all the RAM is getting power. This whole area that powers the APU is getting power. This activates. I can see the two SSD chips activating. The south bridge is activating. It looks perfectly normal until it dies. So then that kind of brings me back to: could this possibly be a power supply issue where it's failing under load? Like, there's no point in looking for shorts because I don't think I'm going to have a short. This doesn't look like a short. This looks like something that's dying right at the end. You know what I mean? I will double check the APU just to be 100% sure. Ah, okay. Thank you, Dan. I appreciate that. Okay. Yeah, I'm still going to clean up the APU just to reassure myself before I go too much further with this. That baby's definitely getting power. Like, it doesn't look like it's been dropped. So let's have a look. No, I mean, the APU looks fine. Oh, nice, Dan. Hell yeah, dude. I will take a look. Sorry, I'm terrible with Discord. I really, really am. Yeah, the APU looks fine. Did somebody lift this? Because I see that there's some thermal putty on the side right here. Did someone lift this up to check? I don't want to lift it if not. No, it doesn't feel like it. And again, I don't feel like it's going to be a liquid metal issue, because liquid metal issue would probably have it shorted on the APU, and the APU more than likely wouldn't be getting power. Now, let's respread this liquid metal. I don't think... The only thing that's given me a little bit of pause, other than the work that was done, it's this little area right here. This whole... No, not you. This right here. Why is it all fucked up? It's like the liquid metal oxidized or something right over here. Well, I guess that's kind of over here as well. Yeah, it's probably just the material that they used. I'm just overthinking shit. Okay. All right. Let's go back to checking standby voltage real quick. So let's do that. Where is my clip? Where is my other fucking clip? God damn it, I need this. It is very much required. Sorry, just a moment. Oh. Well, this is a problem. I hope it didn't get thrown away. This is why I don't clean. That's why I should take better care of my stuff. Honestly, let's be real. I don't have a second alligator clip to use to fucking check my amp draw here. What's going on, Ruggers? Good to see you, buddy. Always a pleasure. Even when I can't find help, I found it. Yeah, cool. We good? Everything's fine. Don't panic. Everybody stop panicking. All right. All right, so current amp draw. Now I know on the slims, the amp draw. Oh, I found it. We're fine, Trick. I appreciate you though. I know on the slims, the amp draw only goes up to like 27 or like 270 milliamps or 280, something like that, and then drops. It's not like the fat PS5s where it's like 320 milliamps, something like that. So I'm curious to see what this one goes to. So I'm worried I'm going to lose my camera if I try to show you guys, but I'll check it myself first, and then I'll try and show you. All right, so 3, 2, 1. Okay. So this is, it's hanging. This is the perfect time to panic. Yes, I understand. Okay, so this is bringing me back. All right. See if anybody is following my logic here. Please don't crash. Please don't crash. Don't crash. Here. Okay. All right, so I'm going to do it again. Take it easy. Whoever left. Oh, hot cows. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you coming through, Charles. You're the best. All right. So here we go. We're going to power on my machine in just a second. I'm going to try and back this up a little bit more. Okay. All right. So here we go. Powering it on in 3, 2, 1. Yeah, see, like it's hanging around that 190, 200 milliamp range, and then it spikes to 240 milliamps and then drops. So it's definitely getting stuck somewhere in the boot loop. Or somewhere during the booting process, it's getting stuck. I don't think so. I think it's supposed to get higher than that. And I don't think it's supposed to just hang at the 200 milliamp mark, spike to 240, and then drop back down to 0 instantly. I think it's supposed to have that gradual come down like it did before. I'll do it again in just a second for those of you that may have missed it, so bear with me. I know. If only I had a Pro working. Well, I mean, I have the one in my room, but I don't have the ability to get to it right now. So again, we're going to check it. Yeah, see, that final spike is what I'm most confused about. Okay. All right, so let's check out the let's check out that area that the other shop worked on, just as a starting point. All right, so this is the area they were working in, right here. First thing I'm going to do is clean this up a little bit. I haven't checked the BIOS chip just yet. If it's the BIOS chip, we're fucked because I don't even know if anybody has BIOS files available for the pros. I'm sure they're out there somewhere, but okay. So now that's clean. All right. So let's just make sure. I'm not concerned about a short, but let's just double check. Okay. That's not short. That's low impedance. So I'm sure what they probably did. Sorry, you guys can't see a damn thing. So I'm sure what they probably did was saw that this was short, or went in continuity mode, saw that it's beeping in continuity mode, but that's not short. That's at 21 ohms, so that's low impedance. Short would be that. but that's not short. And I'm assuming we're probably going to have the same readings pretty much around this whole area. Yeah. I don't think that's short. Let me grab the most recent board revision I have, because it should be at least somewhat similar. Fucking, yeah. Toltec would have a field day with this one, I believe. This is right up his alley for sure. Okay, so it is not quite the same. So what I have is a 044 board, and it does not have the same setup at all. It doesn't even have the same test points. But maybe it'll give us a general idea if that's the correct area. But yeah, I have a feeling what happened is the shop put that in continuity mode. What do you mean check the power on voltage, buddy? Give me more information than that. I'm dumb. You gotta explain it to me like I'm 5. But if we put this over here, and now that's pretty high. But again, we have power going to all of the areas of the board. Yeah, no, I know it's not the same. I don't have a pro board. I was hoping to get at least some, maybe a similar reading somewhere along the lines of, is this even the same RAM? No, it's not. I need something that has Samsung RAM. Yeah, they may have, but again, the issue that the customer described they were having before they took it to the shop is the exact issue that I'm having now. So I don't. Okay, so yeah, that's about in the same range. So yeah, with Samsung RAM in this particular area, you should have about 23 ohms in continuity mode. No, you guys can't see a fucking thing. Okay, sorry. So yeah, this is definitely not a problem. The shop probably thought it was, and I really hope they didn't put voltage into it, because if they put, well, if they put 1 volt in, it's probably not the end of the world, but any more than that could be a fucking problem. Anyway, so here we have about 22 ohms in this RAM power area. And even though this is a 044 board with that Samsung RAM, so let's just go to ohms mode real quick. Yeah, so you got about 24 ohms going into this via that powers up the RAM rail, which is about right for Samsung RAM. No, I appreciate you, Dan. Ethernet controller. If you're familiar with solder work, then it's not terribly difficult. 6, but it's not the easiest job for someone who's unfamiliar with chip replacement. If you're talking about the Ethernet chip itself, it is a task. Yeah, that's the thing, Dave. I don't think this is a voltage issue. I'm sorry. I should say I don't think this is an issue with something not getting. I don't think it's a missing voltage rail. You know what I mean? I think what's happening is it's getting voltage and then something is failing along the way. And I don't think it's going to be a 5-volt or a 3-volt because we have full power to the SSD controller, we have full power to the South Bridge, we have full power to all the RAM chips and the APU. So everything gets warm. Everything powers on until it dies. So anyway, back to so this is that same RAM power rail that the 044 board runs on. And with the Samsung RAM, you'll see here, you've got about 20 ohms going into the RAM rail, which is pretty much accurate when it comes to the RAM. I do want to check just for my own curiosity. Hang on a minute. What the hell is that? What the fuck is that? Well, that's a wire. I'm assuming that's probably something from the other shop when they were trying to test. That would be my guess. So this was the RAM that originally came up as bad in the yeah, right. Go figure. Damn, this is confusing. So we did have that one RAM error message for bank 4, which is that RAM chip right there. I really just don't want to go replacing RAM as the problem without having a good idea that that's the problem, because I don't want to put any heat in this board. Oh yeah, there's the other SSD chip right there, the add-on SSD. That seemed off-center. Hold on a minute. No, probably not. It's probably fine. Okay, so anyway, this is the RAM chip that gave us the problem, or that gave us that error on UART before it disappeared and no longer had an error. So maybe we take a look at this anyway, just for the hell of it. Oh god, I hate this fucking microscope. It's being such a pain in the dick right now. So let's take a couple readings and just do some comparison real quick, just because it's a starting point, you know what I mean? All right, so let's check this resistor right here. right, so we got about 2.3 kilo ohms. That looks about right. Just compare it to the one next to it. It's a little low. This one's at 2.7 next to it. Yeah, that's at 2.65. It's at 2.63. This one again was what, 2.3? Yeah, I mean it's a little low, not much, but yeah. See, that's at 2.7. That's at 2.7. I'm just checking these resistors by the RAM. It's at 2.67. Oh, okay. No, there's another one at 2.3. I think. I don't know. It's being weird. Hang on. Yeah. Okay. No. So two of them are at 2.3. I'm about to say if that was the only one that was at 2.3, I think maybe there was something going on there, but no. This is still the lowest of them all, but it doesn't seem like anything I'm terribly concerned about. Oh, man. And the thing is, I feel like this is fixable. I don't think this is an APU fault. I really don't. But I have no idea where to go. The one thing I will check while I'm sitting here, it's been a while since this one has actually gotten one for me, but these test pads right here on the SSD controller will give you some information. So I know on the 70 GGs, some of them are going to be in the 0.55 voltage drop range on diode mode, and some of them are going to be like 0.8, something along those lines if it's functioning properly. So let's check some test points in diode mode. Yeah, so we got 0.54 there, 0.54 there. That's good. That's good. 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 And good. So those are all good. Yeah. Okay. So everything coming out of the SSD controller seems to be correct. Man, this one sucks. I am not the world's biggest fan of this. That little edge right there is bothering me. It's just the stain from it. But I know that there's, I guess if I'm looking at it, it goes like this. So the SSD one would be right here. Oh, man. Oh, this is concerning. Very concerning. Just gonna check around the BIOS chip and see if there's any weird readings or anything. Wait a minute, what? Someone's been working in this area. I did not notice that before. And then there's this over here. What the fuck is going on? What has someone done to this? Where is all of this shit coming from? Okay, so there's been, I don't know if this worked necessarily, but someone's definitely been in this area. Like that area right there specifically. I kind of want to take a risk and just do the SSD controller because it's just calling out to me that this could be an SSD controller issue. And if I can get it fixed, man, I feel so good. But I also don't want to put a whole lot of fucking time into this and it still be a problem, you know what I mean? Damn, do I take the risk? Do I take the risk? Especially because, yeah, I don't think it's APU related. I don't think it's APU related because the APU is getting power during this process. So I don't think it's an actual hardware issue. I think it's the way that it's communicating with the software on the board. I don't think this is an APU fault. I feel like this is fixable. Oh man. Do I risk one of my 70 GGs in the possibility that it may be GG on this board? I appreciate you, Sloth. Thank you so much, buddy. I appreciate you big time. Just doing a little bit of my own research. Man, Hang on, let me do one other quick check. I still have other consoles to work on tonight. I can't put a whole lot of time and effort into this one, but I do want to check one other thing real quick. Apparently, I've had this issue before because I just found one of my old posts from 2024. Yeah, another one is telling me to check the power supply too. I haven't checked the power supply yet. Do I have a functional power supply? I did grab one. I don't know if it works, but I did grab one. I thought I had a working one. I might be wrong though. Yeah, no, I don't think I have. I don't have a working one at the moment. I really would like to try something easy first. Oh man. Yeah, look. I may steal one out of a customer's real quick, just to test. Oh, I really need to remember to keep power supplies on hand. All right. I think I want to try the power supply first, so I'm going to steal one out of a customer's real quick. Just because it's quick and I can put it back. Fuck you, Stream Boo. I don't think it can hurt. You know, I mean, it's an easy thing to check real quick. Just to see if the power supply is failing under load. And then I suppose, like, worst case scenario, I could try to run the SSD controller swap. God, this is frustrating. Sorry, I'm still here, guys. I'm just looking through other people's errors. Okay, first things first, let's try the power supply just to eliminate that as a possibility. And then, I mean, I suppose we replace the SSD controller. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of to try at this point. Yeah, I'm working on it, Yaki. I really want to fix this for this guy, man, especially on a pro. And if we can get more information on this error, then it boosts the community as well, you know? Okay. No, I appreciate it, guys. Trust me, the learning process is not a fun one, but it is a very important one. And unfortunately, without information to go on, I'm walking blind here. So, but I am also willing to learn and sacrifice my time to hopefully make things easier in the future. You know what I mean? All right. So I'm gonna just borrow this power supply real quick. Somebody's been in the bottom of this already. All right. So luckily the one I'm borrowing, yeah, exactly, for science. So luckily the one I'm borrowing the power supply out of is one that I have to work on today anyway. It's not a power supply issue. It's just an HDMI, but I had to take it apart anyway, so I'm not hurting. I'm not terribly confident it'll be a power supply issue, but that'd be real cool. Make Roy a very happy guy. All right. I believe the Pro uses the same power supply as the Slim. I fucking hope so, because if not, this was a huge waste of time. Oh, hello, friend. Oh, it does not, motherfucker. Fuck. Huge waste of time. It sure was. God damn it. So I can't even test the power supply. God damn it. Yeah, well, all right, well, worth a shot. Okay, so the question now becomes well, number one, I need to make sure I have a few Pro power supplies on hand, so I have to order some. So now the question becomes, do I just replace the SSD controller for science? Because that's going to be the last thing I do on this board. Oh, yeah, I've got an SSD controller. I got a couple of them. I always make sure I have well, I try to make sure anyway, that I have a few chips lying around for just such a reason. Oh, I mean, it's already not working. What's it going to do? Not work more? Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're right about that. Yeah, you got a point. Well, Ace, isn't the amp draw lower on the slim console? It doesn't it only go up to like 270 milliamps on boot? Yeah, mine was 808.01.002. Yeah, but again, the APU is getting power. That's why I don't think it's an APU fault necessarily. I think it's a communications fault. Although that cap looks pretty shitty, doesn't it? It just happened to catch my eye as I was looking around. That one cap right there looks a little rough. That cap look burnt to you guys? I'm just looking around trying to. I know they use different design caps and everything, so maybe I'm just looking too far into this, but maybe I am just looking too far into it. Negative. All right, cool, excellent, good to know. Man, that's a weird looking cap then, comparative to everything else on the board. All right, just to appease my own curiosity. I know these are low impedance. Nobody yell at me. I am fully aware they are low impedance. Okay. Yeah, no, that's fine. Okay. All right. So then we're back. Back to the main question. Do we replace the SSD controller? I mean, at this point, I think I got nothing left to lose, right? Let's make sure it is the same one. I am almost positive it is, but I like to be sure. Yeah, 70 GG. Okay. Did I check the voltage drain on the south bridge? I did not check the voltage drain on the south bridge. I'm unfamiliar with what you're talking about there, my friend. That's not something I've run into previously. This chip looks bigger. Oh no, it's the same. So I've got one. And it's bald and ready to go. When you're saying check the voltage drain on the south bridge, what are you asking for, Bama? Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to get more information and yeah, really desperately not wanting to do this. If I'm being 100% honest. Just because I don't want to waste a 70 GG. It's just under 1K. That's about right. Yeah, same thing, right around 900 ohms. Okay. Yeah, that's all fine. Okay. Yeah, I guess we're gonna change it. Fuck it. Fuck it. All right, let's do it. No, I mean, trust me, I get it, and I mean, voltage drain on some caps. Oh, yeah, no. So the voltage drain that I was talking about is the readings in diode mode. But I did check around the Southbridge when I was looking for voltages, and again, it's not a short. That's the problem. It's something that's dying during the communication. If it was a short, it would be so much easier. This is a failing component. At least the way I'm processing it, that is causing a communication failure between the software on the board and the APU. There's a breakdown of communication. Is basically what I'm getting to, and it brought me to the. I've seen similar issues with the SSD controller. Now, I have never. I've never had to do a full replacement on an SSD controller without, at least some kind of indication that it was bad. But that's what we're going to do here. All right. So I'm going to come in at 480. I'm going to do 480 at 60 degrees, or at 60%. We're going to give this a lot of heat in this area, because this chip is a pain in the ass. So we're going to warm the board up real good first. I'm going to give it a lot of love. Now these SSD controllers are a bitch, man. The heat's all the way up. Okay, there we go. All right, work fast, baby, work fast. All right, I think that was a pretty clean pull. That looks pretty damn clean to me. I don't see any tadpoling. We'll take a better look at it in just a second here. Just got to clean up a little bit. Yeah, that looks pretty clean. Okay, there's a couple spots that I need to get the wick on again. There, there, there. Okay, so right here, here, there, there. Okay. All right. Still managed to clean pull after that. That's good. Yeah, I don't see any tad pulling or anything along those lines. So that was a really good pull. We love to see it. Okay. All right. This is the most nerve-wracking part. Just a little dab of flux. A little dab will do you. It does not look correct on this side. Yeah, something's still catching on here. Where is it? Oh, there's a few spots. Okay. I'm going to come in here with a little bit more leaded solder and then just re-wick it, just because there's things that are catching on the bottom of the chip and I can't get it to set properly, so I can't feel when it's actually set. Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. Make it easier on myself. I'm going to heat that board back up. It's one little piece of shit right up here. Okay. All right, that feels a lot better. Sorry for everybody's patience. I know this is not the most exciting part, but I really don't want to fuck this up. Okay. Oh, a little bit of flux. I don't like the way that looks. Oh, that's definitely not right. Yeah, okay. I see it over here now. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's not right either. Something's getting stuck. That's the problem. That is indeed the problem. So, at this measure, yeah, so it's not quite lined up the way it's supposed to be. If I can get it mostly lined up, I mean, like to the point where it's a millimeter or so, then I should be able to just let surface tension do the rest. But it's so precise with these ones. Yeah, that doesn't look. I can't risk fucking this up. I really can't. Sorry, I'm being so particular on this, but I really can't risk fucking it up. I only have a few of these chips. Okay. That feels good. That feels good. No, I did not scratch location markers. Yeah. Okay. I think I'm good here. Alright, so I'm going to try and be super fucking careful here. I'll give myself a wide berth of space to work with here. Okay. I feel good about that. Oh shit, thank you so much to whoever 10 is. I appreciate you. You're the fucking best for the $10 donation. Don't tell Rusty Russ I said that though. He'll be real mad. So I'm going to give this a wide berth of heat. Probably another at least 30 seconds to a minute before I take the heat off and test to make sure at least some of the solder is connected to the board. And then I'll go in for the reflow. All right. Let that sit for a second. that solder a second to cool down. All right, don't move. Okay, good, not moving, excellent. All right, so now we'll come in with some flux and reflow the chip. Okay, I just saw that chip move into place. That makes me feel better. It was a very small jump, but it did jump. All right, that's it. No more. It did a very small jump into place, which is exactly what I was hoping it would do. And we're going to let that thing cool way down, way, way down. We're going to hang out. Everybody's hanging hard right now. So I don't know if you guys saw it, but if you jump back probably about 15 seconds, maybe 20 seconds, you'll see the bottom of that SSD chip slide over slightly into place. It was very, very slight, but it was definitely there, which means those solder balls are now perfectly in place, and it looks better aligned now. So I'm very happy with that. Oh, this might have all been for nothing. Oh, this is a lot of time, and I still have more consoles to work on. But for science, right? For the content, for the love of the game. Yeah, you're not wrong, my friend. You are not wrong. Okay, how are we on heat? Oh, that's still very hot. Extremely hot. We're gonna let that cool way down, like I said. So, worst case scenario, our symptoms have now changed to something different. Middle case scenario, we're right back where we started. Best case scenario, it fixed. So we got three options essentially. No, definitely not 8-hour stream. Definitely not. But we'll at least get through the first two consoles for sure. The other three are just HDMI port replacements, so I'm not going to worry terribly much about those. But the other one is what I think is a lightning strike, so it may be worthwhile to check it out. Excuse me. All right. While we're waiting, I can at least check the diode readings and make sure I'm getting the proper readings that I should. That'll tell me at least that it's in place properly. I'm not going to check all of them, just a few. Yeah, it's hot as shit right now. Yeah, okay. It's hot, so I'm not going to have exact readings, but yeah, it's in place. Okay. Well, now we wait. Oh, actually, that's pretty much cool enough now. All right, moment of truth. I'm shaking. I'm nervous. Like I'm genuinely nervous. I don't usually get nervous on repairs. I feel anxious right now. I do this in the hopes that it works. Okay. Actually, we can at least do a soft test. We'll put the thermal camera back up and make sure that the SSD controller looks like it boots when we plug in the power. So we'll do a soft test. Okay. So, well, shit. Yeah, it's still way too warm. Never mind. Yeah, that whole area is too warm. Never mind. No test. Just straight to regular tests. Oh. I don't want to. Somebody else push the button. I don't want to push it. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Yeah. So now we're at a beep every 30 seconds error, which means either that SSD controller is bad, which is what I'm probably guessing. Yeah. I could try and reflow it and see if maybe it's just... I'm not reballing the APU. Oh, that's frustrating. That's really fucking frustrating. Because now I don't know if it's the SSD controller itself or if it's something with a bad solder ball or something. But yeah, now we're at a different fault. Damn it, man. Fuck. Well, it's either A, I soldered it wrong, which, I mean, it's possible, but I don't think so. Or B, it's a bad chip. I suppose I can try to reflow the chip. Just make sure I didn't screw anything up there, but... Oh, that's frustrating. Damn, that really fucking sucks. Oh, well, I mean, I can try and reflow the chip, so let's try and do that. God, that's annoying. Try and give it a reflow. I got a little bit of a nudge out of the top there, so it is reflowed. Yeah, I mean, that looks in the proper position. Just letting the board cool down again. I mean, I have another 70 GG. If this doesn't work, I can try to put the other one on and see if we can at least get back to where we were. No, I wasn't worried about it being backwards. I was worried about it being in place. But it's just the way that my microscope is set up. It looks weird, but everything looks to be in the proper place. Yeah, I mean, that looks right. It's still pretty warm. I don't want to do anything until it cools down, but I can at least clean up a little bit. All right. See if the reflow changed anything. I don't think it would have, but let's see if we're at least back to status quo. I'm not even going to put the clamp on at this point because I don't think it's going to change anything. But oh shit. Yeah, okay. All right, so it did need a reflow, but we are at least back to status quo now. Sorry, you guys didn't see that. Okay. Woo! Okay. Okay. We are at least back to status quo. We made it that far. Oh. Okay. So now we know that, well, we're fairly confident that it is not, in fact, the SSD. So we'll put the clamp back on. So now at least I can reball that 70 GG at some point. Okay, so for those of you guys that missed it, so we are now back to the same issue as before. Which is disheartening, but at the same time, and it really sucks. I'm giving up at this point. I'm just going to call it a no fix it. Just because I don't know where else to go with it. So I am going to give up on this particular console at this particular time. I don't like doing that. That hurts my heart. But I don't know where else to go with it. I just don't. All right. Yeah, it's customers. Yeah, I don't think I'd be working this hard on an eBay special. Yeah, I really wanted to try and get it working for the customer, but I am out of ideas and out of patience. I do need to put this back together because I need space. Well, at least I didn't make it worse. At least it's just as broken as it was when I came in, and we made a valiant attempt to try and fix it. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me, but something tells me it's probably not. If I had to, well, I mean, if I had to put something on it, it would have been the SSD controller, and we saw how well that went. But if I had to, if I had to guess something, I would say probably something like a low voltage resistor or something like that. That's just not putting things through. It could still be. It could very well be the power supply as well failing under load, but I don't think so. I think it's probably something. It could be software related. It could be bad BIOS. Could be RAM related. We did have that one RAM issue. But that RAM issue disappeared as soon as we cleared the code, so I'm not inclined to think so. Yeah. I mean, I'm with you there, Yeti. And Dan, I've already had this console for almost a week, and I'm the second shop that it's been to. I don't know how willing the customer is going to let me be to, or I don't know how willing the customer is going to be to let me continue to hold on to it. So I'll text him in the morning and see what he wants to do. As far as, I mean, it's broken, and he may be just pretty screwed on it. I really hope it was out of warranty. Where am I missing a screw? Right there. Yeah, no, I get it, man. Yeah, they probably would just replace it. You're right, TFN. You're right about that. Yeah, no, I mean, I agree with you, Dan. If he's willing to wait, trust me, I'd prefer to. I just don't know that he's willing. You know what I mean? I had high hopes for that SSD controller. I really did, but alas, it was not to be. It sucks that we don't know what that error code means, because, I mean, if we had the fucking definition for the error code, we would at least know for sure if it's something that could be saved. You know what I mean? I really got so happy when I saw that RAM error code because, like, fuck yeah, something we can fix. But 'twas not to be. Does this thing have a separate CMOS battery? I just realized that. Just to appease my own amusement here. Yeah, I think so. All right. Worth a shot. All right. So finish putting this one back together. And I'm still going to give the other one another shot, although I thought I had a working power supply, and I don't. And if the power supply on this one is fucked, then I am in a predicament. Hell yeah, you gotta send me that shit. I'm not gonna lie, guys. That one disheartened me a little bit. Yeah, that took a little bit of the wind out of my sails. Hopefully, we can get some momentum back. I would like that. Little momentum back would go a long way with me. I did put those screws back in. Good job by me. Okay. All right. Yes, I appreciate it. I'm checking right now. Oh, hell yeah. I fucking love that. That's awesome. I love the logo on that, dude. You fucking killed that shit. Hell yeah. That's beautiful. All right. Let's see if we can't get some momentum back, shall we? Oh, you son of a bitch. Oh, motherfucker. We are going backwards in momentum. Well, I just discovered that one of the PS5s that I still have to work on definitely has a roach problem, and I didn't see any indications of it on the outside. So they're in. I don't know if you can see. Can't quite see behind me, but that box right over there, this one. Hang on. That box right there. Yep. Full of friends. So that's not fantastic. I've now soaked it through, so everything that's in there is dying, but very not cool. Uh, ah. Yeah, no, I usually, because I can tell when it has roaches in it, but this one didn't have any of the indicators. It didn't smell like it. There was no shit on the back end. So I had no clue on this one. Okay. Anyway, on to the next one. So this one was brought to me because with power plugged in, you can see power is plugged in the bottom there. With power plugged in, what the fuck? We got nothing. We're stone dead. So before I go too far into this, we're going to pop this open. Well, almost open. And we're going to see if our power supply is dead. So I think I have something either with that name or similar to it before this problem. And again, most of the time, if I know that there's roaches inside of it, it goes in a trash bag with an alcohol bath for 24 hours. So I would have been had that in a bath if I knew. Unfortunately, I did not know. So those are absolutely going to go in a bag. However, okay, so we are going to see if we have 12 volts, and then we'll know if we can continue forward from there. Okay, and we do not. Nope, no 12 volts. And I don't have a power supply for it, so I'm going to have to order one, which means that one's not going to work. Oh, it's the worst TFN. I'm sorry you had to go through it, man. That shit sucks. Okay. Well, guys, this did not go at all the way that I had hoped. So I am going to call the stream here. I need to order a power supply for this. It's probably going to need a south bridge, but I don't know. We'll find out. But I do need to order a power supply for it, so I have to wait some time to get that. The other three are just HDMI jobs, and I am deflated. I'm real sad. So I'm going to save the HDMI jobs for the morning. I'm going to bag up those two consoles over there, and I'm going to go to bed. I think that's probably the best way to go about it this evening. But thank you, all of you, for hanging out with me. That makes up a lot for the sad feelings. Real disappointed we couldn't get the PS5 Pro working, but dims to breaks. And yeah, it's already Sunday where I am now, so it's time for bed. I love you guys lots. Have yourselves a wonderful rest of the weekend. I will see all of you next week. Goodbye. Goodbye.